everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We go over one of the best daily drinkers. Or more importantly, what does Bourbon Bill use as a daily drinker? Now, daily is not daily, but what's my frequent drinkers, right, throughout the week? So we're going to go through the list of what I got, starting with low proof to higher proof. No particular order. It's not like one's better than the other, but I'm going through what are my daily drinkers. Alright, number one on the list. None other than Widow Jane 10-year. So I know a lot of people crap on Widow Jane, hate on. You know, they're a non-distilling producer. Yes, it's expensive. So this is a 375 milliliter, but the full 750 is like $70, $69.99 in PA. But it's delicious. It's a blend of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana bourbon. So MGP, who knows in Kentucky, and then George Dickel, right? But it is good. I love this. Coming in at 91 proof. So although we like our high proof here, this is like, you know, I just want an easy sipper for the evening. Widow Jane, full of flavor. Love it. That's number one. Number two, Old Forester 1910. My gosh, a personal favorite of mine. Just the delicious complexity of flavor in this. This is also a 375, but in PA, $49.99. A bargain. And probably, well, it's not the cheapest on this list, but a dang good bourbon. Double barreled. This beats the pants off Woodford Double Oak for me. Just whew, lays the smack down on it. This is a delicious bourbon, one that I find myself pouring quite often. And before you ask, no, 1920 is not on this list. 1910, always come to this one, and the new label is actually better than the old label, and the old label was fantastic. So, 1910 by Old Forester, must pick up if you haven't had it. Number three, none other than Maker's Mark 46 Cask Strength. Again, this is a 375, but the 750s are like $50 in PA. $50. Delicious Weeder. Cask Strength. This one comes in at 110.3. I think they vary slightly a bit, but they're all in that 110 range. So we're starting to creep up there in terms of proof. But really, I have a ton of makers. I almost reach for any of them indiscriminately, but any of the cask strength makers, and that includes regular cask strength makers, but any regular cask strength makers, or any of like the wood finishing series, any of their cask strength specials like this, boom, excellent, available dailies. Much more available than anything from Weller, and arguably better, or just as good. So, enjoy this one quite a bit. Number four, none other than Knob Creek 9 Reserve Store Pick. This one happens to be Creston's of Wilmington, Delaware Store Pick, aged, 9 years and odd months. But these store picks from Knob Creek at 120 proof, killer. If you can find one that's like real old, you're in the money, and that's a top one. But you can almost always find a store pick of these somewhere. For anywhere, I got this one for $50, but sometimes they're $60, but $50-$60, a steal of a daily drinker. So a delicious pour. If you're sleeping on Knob Creek, pick one up. You're doing yourself wrong. Number five, none other than Rare Breed. That's right, the iconic Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Arguably the best thing that they produce. On a regular basis, I should say, besides limited editions. I have yet, there's Kentucky Spirit, there's Wild Turkey 101, there's Russell's Reserve 10, there's Russell's Reserve, single barrel reserve, but arguably, Rare Breed from Wild Turkey at 116.8 is nigh unbeatable. And this also wins Best Value Ever. $45 in Pennsylvania. Some places cheaper, some places a little more, but under $50 nearly everywhere you go. And for under $50, barrel proof Wild Turkey, a blend of like 7 and 12-year-old bourbon, killer. This wins best value in bourbon. This is something that's always in my glass. Delicious. Delicious. If you've not had this, go right now. Stop the video. Well, first like, comment, and subscribe. But then stop the video, go to the liquor store and pick yourself up one of these. You will not be disappointed, especially for the price. But this beats bourbons that are $70, $80. Nearly double the price. This will beat some of those bourbons. Whew. Dang, that's tasty. Number 6. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Now, this happens to be batch C921, the last batch of 2021. But arguably, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know there's variation between the batches, but 12-year-old, non-chill filtered, barrel proof, in PA, $64.99. $65 for a Heaven Hill barrel proof bourbon, 12 years age stated. Steal of a value. Now I know these can be a lot more elsewhere, so if you're paying more than $70, maybe it's not such a great steal for you. But the fact that they release 3 of these a year, A, B, and C batch, so you have 3 opportunities to buy it. If you hear a good review, maybe buy a backup, right? Something like that. But this is on my list. I drink these quite regularly because there's always one coming around the corner, right? It's not like once a year releases where you're like, shoot, gotta wait all year to get another one of these. No. This is 3 times a year. 3. So, even if you're running low, you don't have to wait too long to be able to get a backup. So again, this is a must-buy and on my list of delicious daily drinkers. And now that brings us to number 7, which is the last on our list. Sorry, this is not a simple 5 or 10 bourbon video. This is what I drink regularly throughout the week. We'll call it daily drinker, but not daily. But what I drink regularly throughout the week, I've gone over all of them. And I'm going to end with probably my number 1 bottle. The rest of these were not in any particular order, right? The rest of these, it doesn't matter. Whatever I'm feeling that night, I may grab one. Some were low proof, but most have been higher proof. I like the high proof stuff. I'm what's called a high proof hound, if you will. But the last bottle is what I reach for the most in this household. What Bourbon Bill drinks most regularly. That's what's coming up. There it is, folks. Number 7, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. This one happens to be a store pick from Creston's Wine and Spirits number 3. The store picks tend to be older than the shelf. But I do love the shelf as well. I just happen to have a store pick right now. But even the shelf, single barrel proof, delicious. Even the regular Jack Daniel's single barrel, like the 94 proof, I love. I just don't have any right now, so it wasn't included in this video. But I would have included it had I had some. But this right here, dang delicious. What I reach for the most. I mean, it's like sweet bananas, oak, and char. I mean, can you ask for more? Deep caramels. Again, this one's older. The shelf ones tend to be just more banana forward and less on the char and oak. But this one brings all the goodness to it. And probably if I counted my empties, which I don't, but if I did, there'd be more of these in the recycling bin than anything else. And I don't have heartburn drinking these because guess what? You can always find them. Always find them. In PA, these are $66, $65.99 at the PA 500. That's the shelf ones. The shelf ones are $65.99. Under $70, probably the best value in whiskey you can find for under 70. If you like bananas and sweetness. If you don't like bananas, then get out of here. Ain't for you. But my gosh, this one is delicious. Just the best thing, like sliced banana nut bread. Whew. In case you're wondering, this one's 131.2 proof. So, ultimate daily drinker, right here. So please, comment. What daily drinkers do you have? I'm interested to hear. Maybe there's something I'm overlooking. Maybe there's something I have that I don't reach for. I'm curious to what you guys think are the best dailies, or what do you reach for most often? Just let me know. I'm curious. If I don't have it, I'd love to snag it and see if it'll become one of my new dailies as well. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great evening.